Yes, indeed. Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies.
It seems this is the theme song of the mainstream media. We are Truth is Now Treason, and we are here to set the facts straight. Our town of Springfield, Ohio, has been the center of the news for the last few weeks, as you already probably know.
Yeah, I mean, this is the city that we live closest to. We have lived here for 7 years. We're here to report on the ground. What is happening here?
Now, before we get into this, we want to make sure that we bring this point out very clearly. Once again, we here at Truth is Now Treason are not against immigration. We are pro-immigration. We just want controlled immigration.
Yeah, we want to know who is crossing the border. We want to make sure that they are not carrying a deadly disease, that they have no terrorist affiliations, as well as many other things. We want immigration that follows our laws.
And we do not blame any group of people, especially the Haitians and others who are flooding into our nation. It's to be expected, like we said before in our last episode, because they are being told to do so by Biden and Harris, and they're being permitted to ruin a local city, just like the leaders of Springfield City have allowed. Many are seeking a better chance, and we cannot fault them for that. We would do the same.
The fault lies with our federal leaders and the Harris regime, who have created this chaos, and with the local leaders here in Springfield, who have just decided that allowing all this chaos is fine. I mean, it doesn't affect them. They live in an area where all this chaos isn't happening. This is what we have right now. Chaos.
And when people, non-citizens, are being flown with our airplanes, with our taxpayer dollars into our airports so we can get as many in before the election as possible, and the border is not managed as a result, we can expect nothing less.
This is not a wise way to manage a country. But then again, when you have a regime that has disavowed God, then how can we expect them to have any wisdom? I guess that's why they don't. It's not the fault of the Haitians or people from any other nation. This chaos belongs to none other than Kamala and Sleepy Joe.
This is our third episode on Springfield. So if you're new to us, then I would recommend hearing our first two episodes. In the first one, we covered an accident that happened just a few miles from where we live, where an illegal alien killed an 11-year-old child as he was driving without a license.
Then in episode 2 of Springfield, we talked about the HIV rate in Springfield. The mainstream media is telling us that there has not been an increase of HIV in Springfield since Kamala's Haitian invasion. We use stats from the local Department of Health to show that this is a lie. So hit that one too.
There's a new thing that the mainstream media has been telling us as well, and that there has been no significant increase of crime in Springfield since Kamala's Haitian invasion. Here is, in fact, the CBS affiliate out of Columbus, Ohio, which is only about 60 miles away from us. Listen to coverage on CBS about Springfield.
Former President Donald Trump has claimed that crime in Springfield has skyrocketed due to the influx of Haitian immigrants in recent years. I have a look at the city's crime numbers, and while they don't show a significant increase, they do show a trend upwards. Right now, the city of Springfield estimates 12 to 15,000 Haitian immigrants live in the city.
Can you imagine you have this small little community, all of a sudden you have 20,000 illegals in your community. Nobody knows where they come from.
Former President Donald Trump continues to inflate the numbers of Haitian immigrants in Springfield. Last week in New York, saying it was as many as 30,000. As we've previously reported, Governor Mike DeWine and the city have said the immigrants are legal and they're here under protected status. The former president also claims it has caused a dramatic increase in crime. So let's look at the numbers. In 2021, the city saw about 3,106 of those crimes. It increased to more than 3,400 in 2022, and last year it was at 3,578. Year over year, these crimes increased by nearly 11% between 2021 and 2022. It slowed between 22 and 23, increasing by 3.8%.
So Channel 10 wants us to think that all is well in Springfield. Is that really the case? Now, we're going to be giving you some facts here. And these facts are coming directly from the FBI and their crime stats, as well as other sources.
Again, we're not using right-wing sources like Fox or Newsmax or any other media outlet on the right. These are facts from the FBI and the Springfield Police Department and a few other sources. So if you have a problem with what we are saying, then you have a problem, and I say this respectfully, with the truth.
So here we go. This is from the FBI. This is their statistics when it comes to violent crime. In the year 2003, per 100,000 people in Springfield, there were 869 violent crimes. Per 100,000 people in the U.S., there were 476. In Ohio, there were 334. So in Springfield, the crime rate was 2.5 times what it was in Ohio, and it was 1.5 times what it was in the United States. So when Trump said the crime in Springfield wasn't bad, he was wrong. We're fair here. Anybody who says something wrong, you're saying it wrong. And he said this wrong. There was a crime problem already in Springfield. But check this out. That was 2003. In 2018, per 100,000 in Springfield, it was 569. So it was a huge decrease. The crime rates were going down. In the United States, it was 381. In Ohio, it was 280. So Springfield compared to Ohio used to be 2.5 times. Now it's 2 times. So Springfield was getting better. But then something else happened in Springfield.
So if you take every 100,000 people, you're saying that Springfield in 2003 had 869 violent incidents?
Violent crimes per 100,000 people.
Okay. Then in 2018, it was only 569 compared to Ohio, which was 280.
Yes. So everybody's went down, but Springfield's went down more than everybody else's.
Yeah, that is what we saw up to Kamala's Haitian invasion, right? The numbers in Springfield from 2003 to 2018, they were bad, but they were improving. Now, what has happened since the Haitian invasion, since Biden and Kamala have taken office? Because this is what we are most interested in, that's what we want to focus on the rest of this episode. These numbers are taken directly again from the FBI.
So these numbers reflect violent offenses reported per month. So we pulled these numbers and started with January of 2021 because that's when the Kamala Banana Republic took office. January of 2021.
And the reason why we say that is because on day one, the Biden-Harris administration undid the policies of Trump by re-implementing the catch and release, which is where they just bring them in and just release them and say, hey, show up at this court date. And only about 5 to 10% would. And then they also got rid of Remain in Mexico.
Exactly.
They got rid of the things that were working and re-implemented the things that were not.
Yes.
Meaning that this was intentional, not just failure.
Oops, we did this wrong and we didn't realize it would be wrong. They knew it would be wrong. So in January of 2021, there were 36 reports of violent crime. So keep that number in your mind. For 1 month, there were 36 violent crimes.
36 violent offenses. But where do the numbers go from here? These are the numbers for the rest of that same year, starting with February.
So it went from 36 in January to 127 in February, then 131 in March, then 157, 210, 185, 180, 178, 195, 207, 185, 175. There was a huge rise. We're going from less than 50 to well over 150 and sometimes over 200 per month in the blink of an eye.
And that's a huge rise. And what was the difference? The only difference, really, was this Haitian invasion implemented by Kamala and her fellow destroyer of the United States, Biden. That is the only difference. This is when it started, and these are the results. And there really is nothing else that needs to be said, because remember, Rob Rue became mayor in 2022. So the mayor was the same mayor. The only difference is basically Kamala's Haitian invasion.
You know, it's comical how they think that Springfield is supposed to handle this. Now, remember, 50 illegals were dropped off in Martha's Vineyard, the liberal enclave of Martha's Vineyard. And what happened? They called in the National Guard. Poor little Martha's Vineyard gets 50 illegals. And we got to take care of this right now. Not in my backyard. But Springfield's supposed to handle 20,000? Bit of a double standard there.
Who lives there? Spike Lee, who's an ultra-lib, Bill Clinton, Barack Obama, and Oprah Winfrey. They didn't want that in their backyard. Nope, no way. This is my question. If we can call the National Guard for 50 illegals, then why are we not able to do it for 20,000 in the city of Springfield?
So these precious little leftists who proclaim to care, they're nothing but bastions of hate. Not in my backyard, but you, Springfield, you better take this one on the chin. Bit of a double standard. Again, just more proof it's not the Haitians' fault. This is the poor leadership of Banana Republic Kamala that others on the left are screaming, well, I don't want this.
Bring on the immigrants. We do want them legally, and like we used to take them in, we would process them and make them sign papers and verify who they were and get a sponsor and then bring something good to our nation, which means they would not be a burden to our nation. They wouldn't get on welfare or health care. They would come over here and make a living because America is the land of opportunity. We want those who are going to make our nation stronger to come. But when there is no one controlling who is coming in right now, and that's what's happening, this isn't beneficial to our nation. Now, we also put out a reel this week about Israel. You guys got to see this because this is a very cool story and you won't want to miss it.
So we're going to end this episode a little differently. I went to the Immortal Festival in Versailles, Ohio, and the band that stood out head and shoulders above them all, without a doubt, was IronWrath. I asked IronWrath, I said, hey, can I use one of your songs to close one of our episodes? And they were more than gracious and said they'd love to have us do this. So here's the first song I heard from their set. It was the first concert they ever played. This is their song, Master Storyteller. This is music for people like me who are more intelligent.
Be sure, traders, to put your earplugs on. Sorry, IronWrath. Is that what it is?
Yes, it's IronWrath.
Sorry, IronWrath.
Yeah, I apologize, IronWrath. My wife's taste in music, it's non-existent. This is the woman who likes the song Ice, Ice Baby.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Ice, Ice Baby. I will always love that song.
Well, this one's much better. So here's IronWrath and their masterpiece, Master Storyteller.
Until next time, my fellow traders.
Storyteller.